when you're starting to list the properties online, like our first vacancy in January starts on the 11th. It's kind of a really crappy time to go, well, do we list them now? And then by the end of December, if we haven't got a tenant secured, we're then down the bottom of realestate.com and have got to put featured properties and re-advertise. Or do we hold off closer to the date, which then gives you a slower period to actually secure a tenant? Hello fellow PMs, my name's Russell Peter from Pure Rentals and welcome to the first episode of PM Chat. Today's episode we're going to be discussing Christmas hours and managing workflow over this period. I'm joined by both Hayley Mitchel from Domain & Co and Beau Miller from Beau Realty. Thanks for joining the show. Okay, let's jump straight into it. What's the closing hours? When's everyone closing up for Christmas? We're working all the way through? Beau?
Working all the way through.
You're crazy. You've got to have a break.
Look, we'll probably run fairly mobile during the time, working from home, just doing the work that's required and urgent, but still be available to lease the properties over that time. Yeah,
you're still in that smaller stages of business where you're closer to a one-man show where you can just do it, where you've got 5 or 6 staff running around, you kind of got to give them a fair break. What about yourself, Hayley? You're on the bigger end of the scale.
Yeah, so we have our staff Christmas party on the 22nd of December. So although we're technically open, we're really not because we're going to be drunk. But we will close from that day until the 2nd of January. During that time, all the PMs, leasing consultants, reception, everyone is off. And Mel and I will share the emergency phone as well as probably come in for a couple of days in between just to tick things over in case anyone's vacated. We've been planning our vacates pretty well over the last couple of months. So if a tenant's tried to vacate during that period, we've just said no and they've gone, okay, we'll change the date. So we've been really lucky. I don't think we've got any vacates actually. But if we have any vacant properties during that period, then we'll still tick over and show them.
Yeah, I've got a couple of tenants that want to vacate on the 23rd. And I'm just like, no. First. And they're like, oh, but I've got to clean. I'm like, oh. And the owner's moving back in, so it's not like I can structure it any differently. It's like the owners want to get in. It's just a nightmare. I was debating closing. Well, I'm closing on the 22nd, but I was debating opening up on the 2nd like you were, which is when you come back, or taking the rest of the week off and coming back on the 8th. I think we've decided in our office to actually close down until the 8th, but we'll still be doing opens through that period as well. And, basically running as normal, but you can't call the office number. Unfortunately, I have the emergency number, so most phone calls that don't get through will come to me. So I think the way that we'll sort of structure it is to close down on the 22nd, and then we'll have advertised opens for early January. And then on the 8th, or Saturday the 6th, we'll have opens. And then have pre-booked inspections on the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and following the weekend. So anyone looking at opens over the weekend can see that there's a number of opens come early January, and it can automatically. Yeah. But it's tough when you've got 25, 30 properties for rent to sort of structure it to give yourself a break plus do the actual work that's required. Who's doing the trust accounting? Are you still doing trust accounting daily?
Well, we will be, but we use Agent Plus, so it's all done by Agent Plus, so it just ticks along as normal. Yep. Obviously, they don't take direct debits on public holidays, but everything else just goes as normal. Most of our tenants are on a scheduled rent day anyway, so we won't have rents really coming in over that period.
Yep. And it's hard to breach or to give notices or anything over that period because of the holidays and the banks closing down, and they might have paid and you started getting angry text messages rather than just dealing with the day-to-day running. What about yourself, Beau? Are you just going to just process rent as it comes in through the period and just tick it through?
Yeah, we'll just do the receipts. We're probably going to do a disbursement to owners that would normally just have one disbursement a month, do that before Christmas. So you pay out everything before Christmas rather than the end of month. And I'll just monitor. I only have about a half a dozen that just do monthly, and the rest are all fortnightly, so they'll all get paid just before Christmas.
Yeah, my office manager's still happy to do the end of month on I think she's going to do it on the 1st. Yeah. She doesn't drink, so it's not really going to be a hangover date for her, so it makes it a lot easier. And then, just ticking through as normal.
I'm very lucky I can do most of it from home, so I probably I won't necessarily walk into the office. We're having renovation works done outside in the car park, so we're probably not even going to be able to get in here over Christmas. So, yeah, we'll be running from home during that time.
Yeah, we run remote server as well, so we'll probably be doing the same. Opens come January. When are you starting to list the properties online? Like our first vacancy in January starts on the 11th. Like it's kind of a really crappy time to go, well, do we list them now? And then by the end of December, if we haven't got a tenant secured, we're then down the bottom of realestate.com and have got to put feature properties and re-advertise, or do we hold off closer to the date, which then gives you a slower period to actually secure a tenant?
We've tried something different this year. Normally, I would do the standard 4 weeks before, maybe 5. But this year, we've actually been advertising our January properties. We already started advertising them at the middle of November, and we already have applications on all of our January rentals. So we're hoping that we'll have them all rented in the next 2 weeks.
Okay, I've got to get my act together because we were going to put ours online on the 4th. I've got like 20,
I was surprised.
I've got 25 to put online. That's my problem.
I rent property in that area, and I thought I'm just going to give it a go and see what happens. And the quality of tenants that we are getting that are already looking is awesome. So I'm super excited. And we've actually, in turn, we've found our vacancy rates over the year have increased anyway. So we've sat down and we've replanned our whole lease renewal process and brought it forward by 2 weeks. And we're going to implement that as a new procedure for the new year and see if that helps us to reduce the vacancy periods.
What about yourself, Hayley?
Anything that's sort of from mid-January onwards, I'll probably put on in January, but anything earlier than I'm putting on, probably in the next week or so. I'd rather get them let before Christmas if possible and not have the mad rush, but we'll just have to see what sort of comes on and what the timing is. Usually for us, the January market's super busy, so if we hit the ground running that first weekend in Jan that we're open, it just goes crazy.
Your market's a bit quicker than ours, though. What's your average vacancy rates at the moment? Nicely.
Well, our days on market at the moment, I think, are about 11.5 days. The industry average for our area, according to realestate.com, is about 32 days. So we're smashing it at the moment.
Yeah. Brisbane is pretty slow at the moment, and it's getting up to that 30 odd days as well. So struggling to find the right tenant at the right price is an issue at the moment. So getting one early is probably making a bit more sense. We are starting to see a few tenants flow through that are looking for January, but it's probably 1 in 5 they're actually saying that, yes, we're looking for somewhere in January. Most are either looking right now or not, or just keeping an eye on the market and keeping their options open because they're on a periodic.
Yep.
All right, guys, I think we're done. I've got the information I need to be able to push through the Christmas period, and I hope you enjoy your break, and I'll talk to you soon.
Awesome. Thanks very much.
Thanks for being a part of the first episode of PM Chat.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.